Good morning. So, this will be my last trip to work before my surgery. I Everything's happened so fast that I didn't have time to really look into what all this entailed, and I thought initially, just kind of gut reaction, let me just jump into this both feet, get rid of all of the problematic parts or potentially problematic parts, and go from there. Um, I have been looking up a lot on recovery and after effects of a radical hysterectomy, and there is a difference between like a total hysterectomy, a radical hysterectomy, and then all these other little smaller surgeries to remove just ovaries or just the uterus, etc., etc. Um, but in my case, I was looking at a radical hysterectomy that removes everything. It removes the cervix, the uterus, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries. Leaves me effectively with a tube sock vagina. It's called a vaginal cuff. Um, I don't think I'm okay with that. So, as the doctor seems to think that this mass is more than likely benign. Oh, and the incision that they wanted to give me is huge. Um, Huge. I'd be gutted like a fish. Um, Not quite like going up cracking my sternum, obviously not that far, but potentially above the belly button down to the pubis. And and it's vertical. Um, I understand the cyst is pretty big. It's about the size of a tennis ball. Um, I still don't understand for something the size of a tennis ball or a baseball how um, why you need an incision that big, but I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I guess maybe they're erring on the side of caution in case it's bigger than that, because from what I've seen in various different accountings of what can happen is lots of times the ultrasound imaging, the CAT scan imaging, will show one measurement and then they actually get in there and it can be another. And even within the time of discovery to the time that they actually go to remove it, these cysts can grow pretty rapidly. So I um, I think I've kind of settled on, instead of a radical hysterectomy, I think I have settled on let's take the ovary that's affected, get out the mass, biopsy it, see where we're at, because there's not a zero sum chance that this may be malignant. There is a chance. So while it doesn't appear to his trained eye that this is malignant, it can be. And until I have a test that comes back that nope, it's good, you're benign, all clear, um, I I want to wait and hear results. So, um, and I'm not ready for them to hack out parts of my body that may be just fine, um, as a precautionary measure. Weirdly enough, I think I'd be more okay with a double mastectomy than I am for this, and that's far more visual. Um, but I guess maybe because that can be rebuilt, and you can you can fake it till you make it. I guess I don't know. Um, this is fundamentally me. So, um, a lot of um, anecdotal, from what I can see, um, stories about women who've had radical hysterectomies. It's affected them quite profoundly. Um, Everything from serious weight gain, which I just lost a whole bunch of weight, and I am just now starting to enjoy my health for what it is, at least to this point. Um, I've kind of settled into a routine with my relationship with food, and um, my blood pressure has come down. Obviously, it's been high lately because stress and pain both jack up your blood pressure. Which, when I was in the hospital this last trip, and they were like, "Well, your blood pressure is a little high." No shit. Yeah. 100%. Um, I get why. And then when I was at the doctor's office last week, absolutely terrified and scared out of my wits, they're like, "Your blood pressure's a little high. Are you on blood pressure medication?" No, I'm terrified. I hate going to the gynecologist to begin with, and here I am. Now they have to do a surgery on my bits and giblets. Yeah, like out of my gourd terrified. Wonder why it's a little high. Um, so, um, here we are. I can't, where I thought I had settled for that, get rid of the things that could potentially be problematic. The more I look into this, the more I think that would ultimately be detrimental to my overall well-being, particularly my mental health. So, until they tell me that it is anything other than benign, I can't. I can't willingly remove what is ostensibly healthy, or at least not sick, parts of my body as a prophylactic. I can't. I don't have it in me to do it. I'm not that strong of an individual. So, here we are. I have an appointment at 12:30 today. They didn't give me a choice on that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have scheduled it then. I would have scheduled it for before work. Especially since at that point in time, I won't have anybody to cover while I'm on the phone with the nurse for the pre-surgical thing. I did call the doctor's office this morning and tried to head that off at the pass, and was going to be like, "Hey, I have changed my opinion on what I want done with my body, and I need to let somebody know." And I was told, "Let the nurse know. It's a pre-surgical appointment." I feel like that's too late, and I'm terrified that I'm going to tell the nurse, and they're going to be like, "Oh, well, we can't go through the surgery," or they're going to be like, "Nope, you signed up for this, and you can't opt out." And once you've said yes, you're in there, and I can't. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's pretty illogical for them to do that. I can't just be able. They can't say that, and then all I have to do is be like, "Oh, well, not showing up for the surgery. What are you gonna do? Come get me?" Like, I understand that's pretty illogical, but everything feels illogical right now. Nothing makes sense. I know I'm lucky here. If this is malignant, I realize that this is one of the most treatable cancers out there. Simply removing it, in most cases, as long as nothing has spread, handles it. I just, I need to know. I need. Um, my chances of something developing in the other ovary are higher. Um, I think it's a 1 in 7 chance, I think, of developing another mass like this on the other ovary. Um, and that's just the mass. That's not developing cancer. That's just the mass. It's a 1 in, I don't know, 1 in 15 chance, something like that. It's pretty small. It's like a 6% chance, whatever that is, of developing anything like this related to the um, the uterus, the cervix. I've only ever had one abnormal pap come back, and that was when I was 18, and I still don't know what it was because it came back fine. I haven't had any other abnormal anything's come back since, so I think I'm okay there. I will have to go. I will absolutely have to make myself go to gynecological appointments after this, so that way they can keep an eye on the other ovary. With my least favorite of the exams, but here we are. So yeah, that's kind of my update. Still not okay. There was not time to prepare like there has been for other things. When I had the surgery on my wrist after the accident, that was kind of a no-brainer, right? Like, I can't just go around with a broken wrist. Like, okay, it's painful, and I know it will remain painful if I don't get the surgery. I will always forever have problems with it if I don't get the surgery. Let's correct this. That was easy. With my gastric sleeve surgery, again, that was my choice. There was a lot of steps I had to go through to get to that point, before I could have the surgery, including a psych eval. It was on my terms. This, I'm trying to make it on my terms. Y'all, I'm trying to keep a level head. For those who know me, you know me, I'm a crier, so I apologize. I am trying not to. So, whew, I am trying to make this on my terms. And, because it was not, I felt like I had zero control. Still kind of feel that way. But here we are. This is how I'm handling it. I'm hoping that this will eliminate such a huge scar. I know they wanted to go up into my liver, but there's a big gap between where they're going to be and where my liver is. So I don't know how, while they had me open, they were going to do that. If that's why they were going to make the incision so big, I don't know. While I'm under, they can hit me with a big needle and do it that way. They're just trying to gather fluid that's around my liver, so I don't know why it needs to be done any other way. But yeah, that's where we're at. So, wish me luck. I may make another video after, well, probably tomorrow. Not today. After I have talked with the nurse, and we'll see if the surgery is still on for Wednesday. I'll keep you posted. Anyway, I'm almost at work. Everybody be well, be blessed.